Hey, this is Marks here, and I'm just responding to Aribiterspar's thing about 120, leveling the skills to 120, and what the other effects would be on that, since there's a few points that there's just adverse effects, like you're saying about how rune crafting, there's so many bots that so many runes are coming in the game so that it becomes less just cost effective to do, but adding more levels so that you'll create more runes as you level up, like to the next 120 skills, is just going to create that same problem, adding more and more runes to the game. And it's just a temporary fix because the runes that do get added are just going to end up getting botted as well. And the 120 skills, like every month or a random update, and that they could do for a long time, is just can be good, but it's going to be on the economy. It's just people, if a skill happens, if prayer gets raised to a level 120, bones are going to shoot up just like they do on double experience weekends or when people know that's coming because everybody's going to want to train it. And that's going to cost a lot of money. And then just making that money, it doesn't seem like it's always going to add up. Thinking of that from like me, since I don't like have all the cash in the world and a lot of RuneScape players don't, so it seems like that would adversely affect the entire population of RuneScape as a whole. And so you can't get things like, or it'd be a lot more expensive to get kind of mandatory things like piety, or ended up getting soul split or turmoil and things like that. That would just be so much more expensive as they already are. Those type of things, and while yeah, they would add a lot of content, it just seems that that would somewhat hurt the game. In the long run, it might actually work, but in the short run, with people not having that much money to actually obtain it, besides like the select few, it doesn't seem like that would benefit the bulk of the RuneScape majority, which is something that you have to kind of look into. I mean, some skills you can see that happening in 120 magic, yeah, like you're saying, offers quest lines, which are great, and all that gameplay, which is entirely needed for the game to move forward, but I don't know if that's the necessary or the exact thing that this game needs to move forward in. Because that could just totally ruin some parts of the game, and once you do it, you can't really go back. If you did, and another reason is like for PKing, you said that the raised combat stats would all equal out. I don't think that the extra 21 levels on strength is gonna like counteract the defense bonus and the constitution bonus that you're gonna get, since with an AGS you can already hit incredibly high, like on random Rambo specs, and that extra strength might just totally like outweigh that extra defense, because defense doesn't make the attacks hit any less. They just make it sometimes that you get attacked less often. And with the Constitution and Torva, that would just be kind of crazy. And the whole balance issues is that RuneScape has to rely on the RuneScape players becoming as stronger with the weapons that they're getting, and the balance isn't that totally huge. Like if you look at other games like World of Warcraft, your characters kind of like balance out with all the weapons, and that at that level it's all good, but it's kind of stationary and static for your RuneScape characters because they don't have that whole lot of room to move forward. Sure, there's more combat levels, but the amount of difference from combat levels doesn't make a whole big of a deal. Like a level 126 maxed combat is going to do just the same meleeing a 136. It's not going to change anything. And so while I do think that raising skills to level 120 is good for some, maybe doing it just a little bit at a time instead of just going, okay, here's the 120 skill, because some people would already have that skill just right off the bat, so it wouldn't be a huge thing for them. They wouldn't have to work for that at all. But you can't reset them either, that would be stupid. But maybe leveling them just slowly at a time, make 5 levels instead of, so it'd be like 104, or just go at 6, so it's a nice number, 105. maybe that would work, and see if that actually works or not, and then actually like go with it, or just do like a testing. If RuneScape added like a beta, that would be great. A lot of games do that, and it helps just make sure that updates are actually good, since even if it was just a closed or just testing period, uh, for each update that would actually change the game dramatically, like leveling any skill to 120. So that's what I think about it. I probably missed a few things, but overall, I think the ideas are sound about it, but it's just that there's a lot of things that could go wrong, and that can be scary because you can't really go back from that. Because Jagex doesn't normally go back on updates either, with a few exceptions. I mean, sure, they do have to make money, and they would be simple updates, I think, especially raising some skills to level 120. Like, you don't have to add a quest line to get 120 strength, most likely. Okay, and that's just what I think about it. So, anyways, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, be sure to comment, rate, and subscribe. But besides that, see you later.